professional part.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
All right.
We got to start it though.
I got
Yeah.
it? Hi, everyone. Welcome to Let's Celebrate. We're going to do action movies now. This is a weekly movie review podcast. Each episode, we take a look at some of our favorite action movies.
Yes.
We hope you enjoy this show. We encourage you to participate in discussion here on social media about this episode and what you hope to see in future episodes.
We're so popular, we spun it off, man.
We are spinning it off, and we're not only spinning it off, to reintroduce the podcast, we're going to try to do this on YouTube a little bit.
Yeah.
Although the cool kids say Twitch is the way to go now, but I think Twitch is for gaming.
Twitch is for gaming.
So YouTube is for losers like us.
Yes.
Okay. So we are spinning off a little bit. We have done, as you know, if you listened to us in the past, just movies released 20 years ago.
I love what we did, because now we're 20 years away from 1999, arguably the best, or like at least in the top 3 of all movie years, and we're like, nah, let's not do that anymore.
Let's not do that.
Let's do the year where we had to watch Blues Brothers 2000 and the movie with the killer squid and jet skis, Deep Rising.
Oh, Deep Rising, yeah. That was good.
But, once we get to the year with Fight Club, Office Space, and all those, we'll take a hard pass on that.
That's a shitty year.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yes, we are doing all action movies all the time now, which is fine, because
that's our genre anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I watch.
I will say this, tonight's episode, we're gonna do our top 5 action movies, each of us.
Yes.
And for the top 5 action movies, we did have to be a little bit creative and discerning. And what I mean by that is, we had to say, okay, that does not include sci-fi.
Yes.
Or adventure. Or fantasy.
Yeah,
These are just pure action.
Yeah, for me, an action movie is probably at some point in the movie, the guy is going to have to slam his badge down on the captain's desk and say, you're out of line, or something like that. It's got to be like an action film. Like,
right.
If we would have made it anything with action in it, my list would be totally different, because Indiana Jones would be on there.
Indiana Jones, Batman would be on there.
Dark Knight would probably be on there. I even took out sci-fi, so stuff like Terminator 2, Alien, stuff like that. Predator's not in here.
Exactly. So, now, with that being said, over the course of the podcast,
we will do those movies. Yes.
But for tonight's episode, we're not going to.
For this podcast alone, I am doing we're doing the top 5 action films. Like, they're just, most of them star cops, or, the characters are cops or criminals or spies or something like that. So, that's what we're doing. I had a hell of a time narrowing it down. It was like getting rid of children.
Oh, that's easier.
Well,
for you it might be, especially right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it was so hard, because there's so many movies I wanted to put on there. Like, not having Speed on there just feels wrong.
I looked at it's one of my honorable mentions is Speed.
Yes, it would be one for me too.
It's just one of those movies that it should be on a list. Yes. If we did 10, there's no question.
Yeah, if we did 10, it'd be there. And
but then what would you leave off a 10?
Yeah,
it would be 11.
And then I don't have any Stallone in there. And I just
you
want
could have Rambo 1. You could have
Rambo 1. I don't really think of as an action movie. That's just a straight up drama. If you watch it.
If you watch it all the way through, if you go to the later Rambos, until you get to Rambo IV.
Yes.
With the IV in his arm.
Have you seen the trailer to the new Rambo?
I have. I'm sorry.
Why did they put Old Town Road on there?
I don't know.
It didn't make any sense. It was just weird.
I don't know.
Why don't you just use like a Miley Cyrus song? It makes as much sense as that one.
I do think it's funny. We're on tangents already. We're 3.5 minutes in and we're on tangent. I do think it's funny that kids like my daughter loves Old Town Road, and I'm looking at her going, you know who Billy Ray is, right? Billy Ray, right? All right, okay.
Mullet dude. So he's good for a hit song every 30 years. So,
or so, yeah.
Yeah. So in 2040 something, he'll have another one. Yeah.
For Rambo 17.
Yes.
So
it'll just be the skeleton of Stallone.
It'll be Weekend at Rambo's.
By then they'll have it perfected where people that die they'll just still be in movies, so they can.
Well, they kind of got pretty close to that right now.
Yeah, they're close, but they'll perfect it.
They'll do it perfectly then. So tonight we're going to focus on pure action movies.
Yes.
And we're going to go over our top 5. So here's what's going to happen on the podcast going forward. Mariah and I were talking about this today. We do want to get back to an actual scheduled once a week format.
Mm-hmm.
soccer's over for me. I know you got some Strider stuff and stuff this summer, but it's kind of a wind down as well. So we're going to find time at least for a month and a half to do this.
Yes, until we're like,
we're done.
But yeah, once school starts up again and I got play practice and everything.
Yeah,
like
you're going to play this fall.
Yes.
So we do want to get back to a schedule of that. We are going to try to enjoy getting back and doing this game, because I had a lot of fun doing it when we were doing it on a regular basis.
Even some of the crappy movies we had to watch.
God, Blues Brothers 2000 was...
Hey, that one when I watched freaking Lost in Space and we never did it.
Yeah.
I want that hour and 45 minutes back of my life.
You're not going to get that one back. That's on my favorite action movies list right there.
Lost in Space. With the space monkey.
Yeah.
God. So, head hurts now.
Sorry about that. So what we're going to do is just kind of trade off here tonight. We'll go one at a time. Favorite action movies. Talk about them a little bit. Why we liked them. What we didn't like about them. Maybe. Why you enjoy it. I don't know. There's a couple that I liked everything about.
Yeah, I was about to say there's nothing bad in any of these 5 movies.
All right. So mine are in no particular order.
Yours
are in order.
I actually put mine in order.
So I'll let you go ahead with your number 5, and then I'll just throw one in.
Now I'm going to say before I go with number 5, there are tons of action movies better than this one.
Okay.
I just like this one.
I know. It's
fun. I watch it a lot, and it's called Sudden Death.
It's right up there.
There you go. See, we both have it. I have it on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. So
I don't have it on digital, but I have it on Blu-ray. It's right there. Yeah. It's one of those 4-packs.
Oh yeah, I remember when you got
those.
That.
JCVD 4-packs.
So it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It was near the end of his, I don't know if you'd call it a star run, because he was never really big. If you go back and look at his box office, his biggest movie was like $80 million, and that was Universal Soldier.
Yeah, which I didn't think was very good.
Yeah, it's not whatever better. Like, I'd put Time Cop and stuff like that above it. But
and
this wasn't that big of a hit, but I love Die Hard films.
Mm-hmm.
Any Die Hard movie, Die Hard on a blank. So this is Die Hard in a hockey stadium.
Which this is very fitting for right now because it's Game 7 tonight.
Yeah, tonight is Game 7. Not the cool teams like this one. So
this is the
movie,
crappy teams.
Yes, this movie is about Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, Blackhawks versus Penguins, which are my 2 favorite teams.
And tonight you got the
Blues and Bruins, which I don't care about either way.
No, I want the Bruins to win because
I don't like the
Blues
either.
suck. I hate the Blues.
I don't like either of them, so I don't care. But yeah, it's got my 2 favorite teams, and the story is the vice president is a huge hockey fan, so he wants to go to this game in Powers Booth because you always have to have some sort of classic, trained, older white guy that looks good in suits play the bad guy.
Yeah.
This one's Powers Booth.
Mm-hmm.
He kidnaps the vice president and is going to blow up the stadium and kill everybody in it and kill the vice president if he doesn't get, I think, $100 million or whatever it is.
Yep.
And the only person that can stop him is a firefighter. Never was a special, was like a Navy SEAL that retired, wasn't a cop, wasn't, anything. He was a firefighter that went to a bad fire and, a kid got killed and he has PTSD. And his wife divorces him for this. His kids treat him like a dick.
Yeah.
And the only job he can get now is the safety person at the arena.
Yep.
So he's the only one that can stop it. And of course, he had a son and a daughter, and his daughter gets mad at the son because the son goes, all dad does is change light bulbs. Because again, guy suffering from PTSD was a firefighter, and everybody's kind of awful to him.
But this actually shows. This is before our worry about mental health issues.
Yeah.
Because they do make fun of him quite a bit.
I know. Like I said, it's like if it was made today, he'd be much more of a, everybody feels bad for him or something. Because, he never beat the wife. He never did any. He's not a bad guy. All he had was he was upset.
Today they would have given him this job because he couldn't hold another job because of his stress, and they're like, hey, we feel bad for you, come work here with us. But then it was like, you can just do that.
But some of the greatest things in this movie is he's just a firefighter, but he's trying to save his daughter who gets kidnapped because he knew, the person that was in the Penguin mascot in the beginnings, his friend, she's this hot blonde, they kill her off, but the daughter thinks she's still in it, she gets kidnapped. So in this movie, the firefighter has a giant fight with the penguin mascot.
Which is
100%
great.
serious though. They did it 100% serious. He's beating the crap out of a 7-foot fluffy penguin.
Think Family Guy and the Chicken, only not in a funny way.
Yeah.
It was legitimate fight.
Now it's funny,
Oh,
but
it is.
they did it 100% serious. And this firefighter can also disarm bombs.
He's good.
Because like he's talking because of course he knows someone out there.
Yes, be able to call somebody.
Yeah, because that's the Die Hard thing.
Die Hard.
He's talking to someone, so they teach him how to disarm bombs. So he's disarming bombs all over. Can read schematics really well. Can do kung fu. Can beat up the penguin. Can shoot guns. And can also skate out onto the ice, save
a goalie,
save a breakaway shot in the 7th game of the Stanley Cup Finals, punch a guy, and start a fight, and somehow get on the ice
without
with
being
nobody
noticed.
noticing.
Yeah.
So, it's great. It ends with him. This was back at the old Mellon Arena, so it ends with like the Mellon Arena opening and a helicopter crashing on the bad guy in the middle of the ice. But like I said, not a good movie.
No,
but
it's fun.
A movie I will watch a lot, and that's why it makes my list. Because I couldn't do it without JCVD, because I was #1 fan of the Muscles from Brussels in the 90s. Right. I'm sorry, Dad, because I wasn't old enough to see all these movies, so I drug my dad to so many bad Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
Well, okay, so just to touch on that movie, I like the fact that it's not a great movie. A couple of my movies are not great movies, but they're movies that I enjoy as action movies.
Yes.
So I'm good with that. We're going to just start at the top of my list. In terms of pure action, is there anything better than The Raid?
No. And this is good because that was my #2, so we can talk about it at the same time.
So I'm going to use The Raid, but what was the other one? The Night Comes For You?
Yes, the Night Comes For Us.
Yeah, Night Comes For Us. So these two movies I can go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. The Raid is like the top.
And you got to have The Raid Redemption too.
The Raid Redemption's got to be in there as well. But The Raid is just pure brutality from the get.
Yes.
It is. There's no dialogue. I mean, there's dialogue.
Not much.
But there's not much. It's just we get to where we need to go, and we fight until the end of the movie.
Yes.
And that's all it is. Think Mad Max in a way, because Mad Max is just a car chase through the end, except it's fighting.
Yeah.
And it's brutal kung fu fighting. They don't pull punches.
No.
They don't do anything. As a matter of fact, in the Night Comes For Us, we've talked about this before. The final fight scene in that movie made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like, okay, can we stop fighting now? Same thing with Raid Redemption.
The Raid Redemption too. Yeah. Because you look at it and you just go, oh my God.
Stop hitting each other.
Oh my God, stop breaking each other's fingers and hands, and his eyeball's hanging out now.
Yeah, because it's like, wow, they're really going at it. And then like 2 minutes later, you're like, still going at it. And like 5 minutes later, it's like, okay, just stop. This is uncomfortable.
You're getting whipped with a logging chain now. Oh my God, what's happening? But there's no better pure fight movie, in my opinion, than I'll just put those three together. Because we did a lot of series here.
Yeah.
I'll put those three together. There's no better pure fight movies than those three movies.
Yeah, and the other thing I love about The Raid, because I was having trouble between this and Speed, because both of them have the same thing. Very, very simple story, executed perfectly. The first Raid, they're on the ground floor. The bad guys on the top floor.
And they have to go.
They have to get to them because they have cornered them in there, can't get out anymore.
Yep.
So the only way out is up.
Yep.
That's the whole story.
But
it's awesome because it's like a video game.
It is. The boss on this level.
Yeah. This level is bat people. This level is knife people. This level is gun people.
And they keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this movie, in terms of if you look at it from a cinematography standpoint, I guess you can go that way, is that one shot fight scene.
Oh yeah.
The hallway. One shot. And that is incredible to do that in one shot. The pure physical brilliance of those actors.
To be able to do that, yeah.
And not to mention, take nothing away from the physical capabilities of the cameraman who has to stay with them.
Yes, that too, and keep it not.
Yeah.
And like, none of my things had shaky cams. I hate shaky cams.
The only time I think shaky cam was okay, I liked it in Saving Private Ryan when it was the D-Day scene.
Yeah, but
because you were there, you were in that moment.
But even that shaky cam wasn't as bad because it was long takes. The shaky cam I hate is shaky cam that's a half a second long take. Like That's why Taken didn't make my list, because I'm like, Taken 1, yes, that's probably up there. But, God, by the third one
one was horrible.
Yeah, so, and like, it's just, you couldn't tell what was going on.
Right.
So, yeah, I love that the camera stays still. And, there's so many cool lighting scenes. Like, I love in the first raid when, like, they don't want to shoot because all the lights are off, and
the flashes
will flash, and then they'll know exact. Oh God, that was great.
That was so good.
The scene where they're behind, like Rama's behind the closet, and the guy's just stabbing
through the closet.
And at one point, like it just hits his cheek, and he can't move.
Yeah,
they're great
because he stabs it in that closet wall. And then the sword actually slices through his cheek.
Yeah, and he can't
move at all. Because if he moves.
And then before it was leaving, he had to take his hand so the blood.
Yeah, wipe his blood off of it.
Yeah, I love that.
And minor details. That was awesome.
Yeah, just minor details like that. And then the second movie, it reminds me of The Godfather and Godfather 2. Godfather 1's much more of a contained story like This Weekend. Godfather 2's this expansive thing. And they did the same thing with
Redemption. Yeah.
And all of a sudden they have comic book guys in it, the guy that kills people, not with the baseball bat, but he has the baseball bat and he pitches the ball
and
hits them.
The ball, yeah.
And then the scene of Hammer Girl in the train. Oh my God, yeah. So, so that's number 2 because
I can't not have The Raid in the list.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can create an action movie list and not have the Raid series. And like I said, I know The Night Comes For Us is not part of the Raid series, but it's the same actors.
Yeah, it's the same
thing.
Same kind of feeling.
I have to include that too, and those are fantastic movies.
Yes.
So that's one of mine.
Yeah, like I said, that was my number 2. So we got my number 2.
So we got your number 2 as well. So.
All right, so my number 4.
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious series.
You can't go wrong.
Just overall. The only reason it got bumped down to number 4 is I had to include Tokyo Drift, and that movie's not really that good.
Not that good.
But I love every other one. Fast and Furious, the best remake of Point Break that they've had.
Yes. Which we were supposed to do
that's
this
what
weekend.
we were going to do.
We decided to do this instead.
Too Fast, Too Furious. Just the most homoerotic, pastel-colored. John Singleton, R.I.P., because he was a great director.
Yeah.
That was great. Tokyo Drift.
Sorry.
The fourth one, they came back, Fast and Furious, and then they find the one missing piece, because Vin Diesel and Paul Walker are great. I love them.
They're great together.
They find the missing piece in The Rock in the fifth one.
Yeah.
And it just shoots off from them. Fast 5, Furious 6, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good. It's not as good as the other three.
Hobbs and Shaw is going to be fantastic.
Hobbs and Shaw is going to be great. Yeah.
And Hobbs and Shaw, I mean, come on. The Rock, Jason Statham, and Idris Elba.
Yes, and directed by the guy that directed Deadpool and was one of the John Wick guys. So.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Yes,
so it's going to be included in this franchise too.
Oh yeah, but if you wanted to do a car movie action list, I could do that.
Yeah, you can include Mad Max. You can include this.
Mad Max. This original Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
God, what's that?
Not the Nick Cage one.
No. I can't think of some of the names. A lot of the 70s movies. Bullet, even though it's just one scene, still put it in there.
You still put it in because it's an iconic car chase scene.
But there's all these movies. This is my favorite car series. When you leave, it's and it's funny because the first movie that I saw, I was driving a '68 Firebird at that time, and I leave that first one, I'm going 80 down the street.
Oh yeah,
the last
feeling.
Yeah, last movie I was in a minivan, so that just shows the passage of time in these two. But yeah, I mean they're still fun. They've made 8 of these, and they're still fun.
Well, you and I have talked numerous times about these movies, and to me, they are just enjoyable movies.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing fancy about them.
Yeah, no.
And as a matter of fact, in my opinion, from 1 until 8, the plot has gotten thinner and thinner and thinner, and they're just let's just do another one.
But they've got more
over the top.
Yeah, they've got
way more over the top.
Yeah, and they have a sense of humor because they don't take their movies seriously.
They know what it is.
Yeah, they know what it is, and it's the closest thing to a superhero movie series I have on here because I said no superheroes, superheroes. Dark Knight's not on here. But in the 6th movie or the 7th, I can't remember if the 7th or I think it might be actually the 7th. But when Vin Diesel stomps on the ground and the whole freaking parking lot goes down, and this is after he is beaten to a pulp, and then gets out of the car after shooting it off the parking garage to deflect the bullet, like the bomb from the helicopter. This is also the movie. Awesome. Yeah, this is also the movie where The Rock flexes his arm and the cast explodes.
It doesn't just come off. Boom.
Yeah. So, God, those movies they're just great. I mean, like, just little scenes like that. Every single one of those movies has those little things.
I agree.
And so, I just love the Fast and Furious series.
I agree. I mean, if you haven't seen the Fast and Furious series, go watch it.
Yeah.
It's not.
And if you don't have that much time, just start at Fast 5.
Fast 1, 2, 3, 4 is.
They're good.
5 is where it really goes.
Yeah. But 5 through 8 are just insane because
starting at 5, you're not gonna miss anything.
Yeah. And because like 5 is when it's like, okay, this isn't a street racer series anymore. Because they started out that
it was a street.
Vin Diesel was he was robbing trucks for DVD players.
Right. And Paul Walker was a cop who was trying to infiltrate.
And by the 8th movie, they're all super millionaires because they've stolen money. And they work as like spies now, and they're like in underground bunkers.
They're freelancing it.
Yeah, they're in underground bunkers talking about stopping a nuclear submarine.
Right.
So we went
Which
from
they do.
yeah, because the Rock kicks the
the
torpedo away. But yeah, we started out with the crime was someone is stealing DVD players
to stopping
nuclear submarines, chasing them in Russia
on the
ice cap. So
yeah,
that's just sums up why I like Fast and Furious right there.
I like it. So I'll go for another one for me. And I could have put so many different ones in here, but I'm going to put this one in here. Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
Bruce Lee.
Another simplistic.
There's
not much of a story, but it just goes.
And the reason I like it is because whereas The Raid is a very brutal action movie, and it is martial arts, but it's very brutal martial arts, Enter the Dragon is a beautiful martial art. I have read where they actually had to have Bruce Lee perform at a slower speed because the frame rates weren't high enough to keep up with him.
We can't figure out what you're doing, so slow down a little bit.
Yeah, so they had to actually have him perform at slower speeds. And I used Enter the Dragon because I think it's the classic Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first one you think of.
Yeah, when you think of Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon is the first one.
You think of
there
his
are others,
iconic
but that's it.
Yellow jumpsuit that he wears.
Exactly. And in my opinion, without a Bruce Lee doing those kind of things, I don't know if we get a Jackie Chan. I don't know if we get a lot of those things.
Yeah, to the guys from The Raid, to all that,
I don't know if we get those things like the Hong Kong martial arts that really exploded because of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, there's definitely a thorough line.
Yeah.
You know, it starts with him, goes to Jackie Chan, Jet Li,
right.
You know.
And I could have used Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon because Jet Li was fantastic there.
That was Chen Yao-fat.
Or Chen Yao-fat, rather.
Jet Li was in Hero.
And The One.
The One. That's a movie they need to remake.
The One?
Yes, because
I love that movie.
It could be really good.
I actually liked it.
But
it was crap, but I liked it.
But yeah, there's this thing in there that
the
it could
premise
be good.
Is fantastic.
Yeah. And I do love at the end when Jet Li and his accent goes, "I am no one's bitch.
You are all my bitches."
Yeah.
And he like stands on top of the temple and motions for them all to come up. Yeah, that was awesome. So I just because to me it's Bruce Lee is the start of the martial arts, the Hong Kong martial arts, and in my opinion, Enter the Dragon is his best movie.
Yeah. Watch a movie that has a fight scene before Bruce Lee.
It's entirely different.
And it's terrible. Like
it's cowboy punches before Bruce Lee.
One of my favorite movies is a movie from 1961 starring Angela Lansbury and Frank Sinatra. It's called Manchurian Candidate.
I know that, yeah.
Love that movie, but there is a scene where Frank Sinatra gets in a kung fu fight with this guy from China.
It's horrible.
And it's the worst thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Bruce Lee did.
And he changed all of that.
Yeah.
He changed, in my opinion, fight scenes.
Yes.
Completely changed them.
Mm-hmm.
Very unfortunate whatever curse befell his family.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Because Brandon Lee was a brilliant actor as well, with The Crow and...
There was this movie that he did that wasn't that big called Rapid Fire. I remember I used to watch that all the time because it was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
So I put Enter the Dragon on just because of... and we've talked about this before, I like that Hong Kong martial arts scene that started, I think, with him, and I think Enter the Dragon was the pinnacle of Bruce Lee.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with it. I always put ones on there that I watch a lot. I don't watch that one as much because it is kind of slow.
Oh, it is slow.
Parts, but definitely belongs on there just for the, prestige, ancestry kind of feeling.
For what it created. I mean, so many fight scenes in so many even unrelated movies.
Yes.
Have changed because of him.
All right, so my number 3, the John Wick series. And
that's on there.
You can't split them up.
They're a trilogy that has to go together.
Yeah, and it was really hard because I knew I wanted a Keanu movie on this list.
I think everybody just wants Keanu right now.
Yeah, but I wanted a Keanu movie, and I was trying. It's like, okay, is Point Break on there? I love Point Break, but it's not.
And it's not top of the list.
It's not top of the list. Should I put The Matrix on there? Yes, Matrix 1 is awesome.
2
Half
and 3.
of Matrix 2 is good. 3 not so much.
Yeah. Blind
Speed,
Keanu in 3 is.
Yeah. Speed is really good, but I just had to go with this because Matrix went down in 3. Speed went down in 2. Of course, Keanu was smart enough to be like, that's a hard pass on the
trilogy there.
No, this is a hard pass on Speed 2 cruise control.
Yeah.
I don't need to be on a cruise ship, and I don't need William Dafoe to be the bad guy.
No.
I'll work with him later in John Wick. But
which he does.
So I had to pick this. But yeah, let's just marvel, because I know he is like the internet boyfriend right now. But
especially after E3 this week.
Where
he came out in that one game at the end.
Yeah, Cyber
something 2000 whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you just look back, it's like, yeah, this dude comes out with awesome action movies, like, on the, like, decade. He has, the 90s was Matrix, the 2000s, 90s, 2000s, because it's 99. This decade is John Wick. Before that, in the 90s was Speed. Before that, you had Point Break. It's a 90s movie, but it's more of an 80s type feel. So, yeah, he's had 4 decades of
you're right.
Cool action movies. But the thing I love about this.
Yeah. John Wick. It's John Wick, for starters.
Yeah. But the cleanliness of the action. How everything flows. How you can see it. Same thing you're talking about with Enter the Dragon. It's just there. And, like, you can tell that the guys that did this were stunt people, like second directors. It's like, we're going to let you see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this before we saw John Wick 3. And that was, it's just smooth.
Yes.
Everything is just so smooth from the start to the end. And John Wick 3 is a good example of a pure action movie. Because it starts right where John Wick 2 left off.
Excommunicado.
Boom, done. Let's go to John Wick 3.
Yeah.
And there's...
He kills 2 guys with the horse.
I mean, come on. In the first
Not on the horse.
No, with horses.
With the horse.
In the first 5 minutes of a movie, he's killed a guy with a book.
A 7-foot guy named Boban.
Right, with a book.
He's a basketball player.
Yeah.
He kills him with the book, and then they just happen to go into the one store that's antique knives.
The knife fight was incredible.
Yeah.
Just throwing knives at each other, stabbing each other in the eyeballs.
Yeah, but, just everything's precise.
Yeah.
Everything is clean. You can tell what's going on. Talk about, there's so many, like, it's not one that, hey, look, we're doing a long take.
No.
But they have all these long takes that you're just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the other things I love, the color schemes in the movie.
Which I can't see very well.
Yeah, you can't. Sorry.
That's all right.
But, yes, like, in the movies, John Wick is always, like, in a blue color. The bad guys are in this orange color. And, like, if he's winning, everything goes blue. If they're winning, everything kind of goes orange. And it's this really cool motif that they've had. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The cast. Oh, my God.
Oh.
The cast is great.
Incredible.
You got Keanu Reeves. You got Lawrence Fishburne just eating the scenery in the last 2. Can somebody get this guy a gun?
And then the fact that he's alive at the end is just like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian McShane.
Yep. I even felt like Halle Berry was really good in this last one. Which I was kind of like, I don't know if she's going to be great. And then, holy cow, she was good.
I always just call him the dude from The Wire.
Yeah.
It's a great cast, and just the level of world building they're doing. Because each movie, it gets bigger and bigger, You
don't realize, in John Wick 1, you don't realize how big of an organization this is.
Yes.
By the end of John Wick 3, you're realizing, this is gigantic.
And I just love some of the characters in it, like, when he gets excommunicado, which I love saying all the time.
I like that word.
And, like, they go, and it's this real weird world where, like, they're on, like, they're still, like, the people with the headsets, like the old operators going in and out, and they had the telegraph machine.
And the televisions are these old.
Yeah, but yet they're all tatted up and everything like that. And then what did they call it when desecrated?
When
the
what's the hotel's name?
Continental.
When it gets
desecrated.
Yeah, now you can actually kill people there.
Yeah, God, I mean, keep making those movies like Fast and Furious. I will keep going to it.
Oh yeah, and John Wick 4 when it comes out, I'll go see it.
And like they better just call it war because the third one was Parabellum, which was prepare for war.
Yeah, prepare for war.
This one should just be
because he's opened war on everybody at the end of that movie.
But they're the best action movies right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, they just are. They are the best action movies.
I don't think anybody doubts that.
Yeah. And they're also what people don't realize until you think about it. They're artsy. They're really well made, and not just well made in an action movie, just a well made movie.
Visually very incredible.
Yeah. So
even for a colorblind guy, I can see like the beautiful tapestries they put in the backgrounds, and I mean it's just fantastically done. And that antique knife scene in 3, not just the knives, but you look at the shop itself, the beautiful woodwork on the shelvings and the cabinets. It's just beautifully done.
I'll never be able to watch a scene where the guy gets stabbed in the eye very slowly, though. I'm gonna close my eye every time.
It wasn't like he was just stabbed through the eye. It was just like
slowly
stabbed through the eye.
I closed my eyes.
I did not. I watched that.
That was my number 2.
All right. That was one of mine as well. So we took care of John Wick. I'm gonna throw the Bourne series out there.
Okay.
And the only problem I have with the Bourne series is I felt like 1 was the high water mark.
Yeah, most people like when Paul Greengrass comes.
I didn't.
I didn't either. I liked the first one the most.
Number 1 was the high water mark.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 were fine.
Yeah. Well, there's like 5 now.
Well, I'm not including the rest of those. I'm just including the first 3.
Bourne and
Ultimatum.
The other
Legacy,
problem is, can we just call it Bourne 1, 2, and 3? Because I know Bourne Identity's first, but I can never remember which one comes next.
Isn't it? Oh, is it?
Supremacy, I think, second.
Supremacy second?
And then Ultimatum.
Ultimatum third? Is it 1 or 2?
I don't know. Just call it Bourne 1, 2, and 3.
Well, Bourne 1.
Yes.
Bourne Identity. I think that's the best of the series.
Yeah.
So I'm almost going to have to break this one off of the series. Okay. And I'm just going to say the Bourne Identity is one of my favorites.
Bourne trilogy.
We'll go with that.
But yeah, Bourne Identity is a great film.
It is a good action film, and I love the way Matt Damon plays this whole, elite soldier, yet doesn't know anything and is doing everything because it's just his muscle reflexes.
Yeah.
And at one point he's totally confused on how he did certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And as his memories start to come back over the course of the series, it gets a little bit better. I watched a behind the scenes, and there's the scene where he's running rooftop to rooftop, and he jumps and he goes through a window on the next building over.
Yeah, and then fights the guy
in the shower.
Yep.
The behind the scenes, they have the cameraman run and jump off the building right behind him. Seriously, he's just tied to a wire, holding the camera. And I'm like, that is incredible.
No, that one's the third one.
I think that's the third one. Yeah. But I was like, that is an incredible camera work because those cameras are not light.
Yeah, no.
And he just runs with Bourne and jumps off the building with him.
Yeah, Bourne Identity is great. And like what I like about that one is 2 and 3 are done by Paul Greengrass. Great director. But I don't feel like the character of Jason Bourne has much of a...
He doesn't evolve much.
He doesn't I think he devolves. Because in the first one, he, finds love because he falls in love with Lola from Lola Run. I can't think of her name.
I can't think of her name.
And, there's that scene where he's in the diner and he's like, I don't know any of this stuff. I know that person's this, and I know that I can tell you all the license plates in this, and,
but I don't know how I know these things.
Yeah, like he had a character in the first one. I feel like the second and third one, he was a boogeyman.
Yeah. I'm just a badass in this fight.
Yeah, because like in the other ones, it was like Joan Allen was the one that was acting. He was just there to show up every once in a while, kick some butt,
Right.
Find Julia Stiles, because that,
Which her character never really evolved. I really thought something more would happen in 2 and 3, and it never really did. But
and then in 4 she did, but then
don't care about 4.
Then they also had the one with Jeremy Renner and Edward Norton, which I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I should give that one another chance.
I don't know if I will or not. I don't know if I've ever seen that one, as a matter of fact.
It's not bad.
Okay. To me, just Bourne is Matt Damon.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Bourne Legacy is that one. I remember that one.
Oh, is that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just call it Bourne Spinoff.
Bourne Off.
Bourne Off, yeah.
I liked him because it's just, to me, it's well done. Again, the camera work through most of it is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The Bourne Identity, the story is fantastic.
Yes, it's got that really cool Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
You know, scene where he's like going through Paris.
I mean, think about it. Bourne Identity specifically has everything, right? Car chases, gunfights, fist fights.
Yeah.
You know, some kung fu stuff, espionage. It has everything. So I threw that in there.
Yep. And you know, I just thinking of Jeremy Renner and like how he was supposed to spin off. I didn't put Mission Impossible franchise on this.
I have it in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, that would, you know, like I said, Sudden Death shouldn't be 5. You know,
Mission Impossible would be in there, but you have to put Sudden Death in there.
Yeah. So you know, honestly, Mission Impossible would be there.
Fair enough.
All right,
what do you got?
My number 1.
You have the last one. Okay.
Yeah, it's the GOAT.
Oh yeah,
it's gotta be the GOAT. It's Die Hard.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other answer. It started its own subgenre.
It really did.
Yeah.
You look at how many movies are Die Hard. All the Die Hards, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
What was that movie with the soccer stadium?
Final something.
Final count. No, not Final Countdown. Is it Final Countdown?
No, Final Countdown.
No, that's something else.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about.
Batista where it's the most you know interesting soccer match ever because they never look up, even though there's a helicopter hovering.
And there's 20 bullets ricocheting off the roof.
Stuff is exploding. They're like, hey, look, they're kicking the ball back and forth.
Nobody ever looks up.
Yeah, there's that one. I mean, the Under Siege movies, Passenger 57, Executive Decision.
All of them are Die Hards.
Cliffhanger is, they literally said, we want to make a movie of mountain climbing.
Die Hard on a Mountain.
Yeah, Die Hard on a Mountain.
Yep.
Sudden Death, like I said. Yeah, the Batista one.
Mm-hmm.
There's other Under Siege 2. Speed, it's just Die Hard on a bus.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, it made its own subgenre. And all of them, it's not even just like the one person against everybody in a closed area, but you also have to have some sort of classically trained actor. You know, you got, of course, you got, again, the GOAT, which is Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
There'll never be a better villain than Alan Rickman in Die Hard 1. Hans Gruber.
He's right there on the end of my piano.
Yeah, see, there you go.
There's Hans Gruber. He even got the cell phone.
Nice. But then you have Powers Booth, Dennis Hopper, Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones again.
Yeah. And Tommy Lee Jones, of course, was in Under Siege. So
yeah,
another
like I said,
Die
Tommy Lee
Hard.
Jones in Under Siege. Tommy Lee Jones in Blown Away.
Yeah.
Passenger 57, I can't think of the guy. But yeah, they're always, usually they're British. A lot of times, you know, always have to look good in a suit, everything like that. So they came up with that. They came up with where the humor is. Because one of the problems with the, they still are making them because they made the Gerard Butler, there's going to be a third one now.
Oh, yeah.
The Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
And it was White House, Die Hard in the White House. They actually had 2 that first year.
Yeah, 2 Die Hard in the White House.
But like the problem with the one with Gerard Butler is it wasn't funny. Like
there was no humor in it.
Yeah, Tommy Lee. I mean, like Bruce Willis as John McClane. You know, it's like, are you John Wayne? He's like, no, I always thought it'd be more of Roy Rogers. He had this wise ass.
Yeah.
You know, this is only for emergency. Jeez, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? Order you know, all that stuff.
What do you think I'm doing? Yeah.
And you know, Gerard Butler talks to the bad guy. I'm like, oh, he's gonna do this. He's like, fuck you. It's like, okay, that's not repartee. That's
Gerard Butler doesn't exactly have the greatest acting chops.
True.
I mean,
yeah.
Now, we sit here and we sit here and we say that. When was the last time I made a $100 million movie?
Yeah.
Never.
But I saw Geostorm. I love Geostorm.
Yeah. I did see Hurricane Heist. I should have put Hurricane Heist on
Hurricane Heist, yes. I watched that one too. But yeah, I mean, it's the GOAT.
It's
the best. And it's a movie that I can watch now, and then after it's done,
anytime we want to.
I could watch it again.
Yeah.
And I didn't put all the Die Hards on there because 5 doesn't exist in my life.
No?
But I could put 3 and 4 on there because I love those 2 as well.
I would keep it Die Hard 1 just because, similarly to Enter the Dragon, it started it all.
Yeah, it's the
GOAT. It is the greatest.
Yep.
I left it off of my list because it's the greatest and it goes unspoken. It's just above everybody else.
I did not put that on the list.
It's just unspoken. But the one I did put on the list is one that so many people I talk to have never heard of, Equilibrium.
Oh, the Gung Fu movie.
Gung Fu. Have you noticed I got a lot of Kung Fu style movies on here? I love Kung Fu.
Christian Bale learns to be human again because he won't kill the puppy.
Yeah. And there's actually a really good scene where he's in a room and... so the whole point of Equilibrium is they've taken emotion away.
Yes.
Negative emotion.
No, just emotion.
Or, just pure emotion away. So everything is bland. But there is a subsect outside this city that still, they don't take their medicine.
Yeah.
And so they do experience emotions. And so these gung fu guys who have been trained, they're not super soldiers. They're literally trained as a dance almost.
Yeah.
To come into a room and just fire in certain places, and that's where people are, and they kill them all. These guys are trained to go out and exterminate those pockets of resistance. Well, Christian Bale's character decides he doesn't want to do that.
Because he couldn't kill the puppy.
Because he couldn't kill the puppy.
And wasn't his wife killed because she liked the music and everything? Yeah.
Because they had a phonograph or something like that. Yeah.
It was pretty much like Fahrenheit 451, but with guns. And not well written.
No. But there's a scene in there where he's in like an interrogation room kind of thing. And he gets free, and he gets a gun, he does his little gung fu, and he kills everybody. And he aims it at the last guy standing there who puts his hands up in front of his face. And Christian Bale doesn't kill him. Because he just showed fear.
Yeah.
And so he's like, and he just walks away from him. Because he knows that guy
is
broken. Yeah. And I just love the movie. I was introduced to it back shortly after it came out.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun movie. I really like it. I think it's another elegant, dance style fight. And I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's another one that if you just stop and think about, it's the weirdest freaking thing ever.
Really is. It's like you said, a Fahrenheit 451 meets
John Woo movie.
Meets John Woo meets 1984.
Yeah, but it's always funny because I always think of these movies that if you're talking to a person that has no idea what you're talking about, they won't believe the movie exists. No. My number one for that, know what it is?
What's that?
Footloose. If you take Footloose away and say you say that there is a movie where the 3 kids were killed in a car accident because they're listening to music, so the priest in town outlaws dancing and music, and this guy from a different town comes in, gets mad,
and brings it back,
does a mad gymnastics dance and brings it back, while also bonding with a guy when they do a game of chicken on tractors.
Right.
People are like, that, you just made that up. You're like, nope, that's Footloose.
That's Footloose.
It's same thing with Equilibrium. You're like, yeah, so the dude that plays Batman, he has no emotion, and he dances with guns and kills everybody.
Who does have emotion.
Yes. And then he can't kill a puppy, and so he feels emotion, and then starts killing all the people that don't.
Right.
You're like, that's not real. It's like, no,
it's real. Look it up. It's Equilibrium.
Yeah. And everything's white. That's the other thing I remember.
White or gray or something like that. Yeah, it's bland. It's all bland. Everything outside the city is almost black because it's dark. There's no light. There's no. But it's really good. I like it.
What was the guy's? Was his name like Kurt Wimmer, the guy that did that?
I can't remember the director's name.
And then he did that really weird vampire movie with Mila Jovovich.
Oh yeah.
And then he never did anything.
Then he never did anything else after that.
Yeah,
but I don't know that Equilibrium was super well received. It's just a movie that I like.
Yeah, it's a good addition that most people wouldn't put on. So I like that. All right, so what were some of the
honorable mentions that I had? Yeah, Crank.
Oh yeah, both of them.
Oh,
they're so bad.
I didn't put any of the Mad Maxes on because that's almost dystopian.
Yeah, I mean, I love them, but yeah, they just like Fury Road is almost a perfect movie. Though.
Yeah, it really is. Bond, but I think Bond isn't as much action. See, the new Bond is action,
but not good action.
No, original Bond is much more. I like the original Bond.
Yeah, but
comedy and stuff like that. But that's not action. That's spy thriller.
Yeah, they're just spy movies.
Almost every JCVD / Seagal movie.
Yes.
I mean, we just put that on there, and the Mission Impossible franchise.
Yes, but the subgenre of JCVD movies, I love when he plays twins. He does that.
He does that really well too. It's fun.
I used to have on my wall like a little, those little posters they give you at the
theater. Movie theaters where you give them about like this big.
And it was for Double Impact.
Oh
and it just said Double Van Damage.
Yes, I remember that poster.
Yeah, and I remember that movie. There was the bad guy had the boots, and he'd use the spurs and cut everybody's throat.
Yes. So, that is this episode.
Tell us which movies did we miss. I do feel bad because Mission Impossible does belong on that list.
It does. I think it does. The more I've looked at this, I probably would put it over Bourne.
Yeah.
It's just more action over
and it's one of those things, like you said, New Bond. Like, if I had Mission Impossible or a New Bond,
I'd take Mission Impossible.
I'd take Mission Impossible.
Well, I would probably take Bond because I'm a Bond fan.
I am too, but Bond. I would still take Mission Impossible.
But I would see them both.
Yeah, but if I had, if I was leaving and I could only go see one on the opening day, I'd go see Mission Impossible.
Okay.
because I haven't really liked too many of the Daniel Craig Bond movies.
The Daniel Craig Bond movies aren't my favorite.
They should be so much better.
Brosnan, I think, was the top Bond for me. Even though I'm a huge Connery guy. I think Brosnan...
And I guess I'm just old school Bond because the new ones, they don't have the crazy villains that have a hollowed out volcano that are shooting, you know, a laser beam at the sun.
They really don't anymore.
That's what I want. I know that's not what they want anymore, but that's why I like Mission Impossible now.
Now they have North Korean people who want to nuke America, and you're like, all right. That's like, real life, though. Yeah.
I know a lot of people didn't like Die Another Day, like the last Brosnan one.
I didn't mind it at all.
That's one of my favorite, like, because it's just pure, like, if you had Bond as, like, cocaine, it is pure, uncut cocaine. Because this movie, he has an invisible car that he takes to the North Pole where there's an ice hotel.
Where there's a party going on.
Yeah, where there's, the bad guy is a North Korean dude that changed his face to make him look like a rich, yuppie British guy, and his henchman has diamonds in his face, and they're going to shoot a laser beam at the moon.
That's Bond.
That's Bond!
That's Bond right there.
You know, Skyfall, I know everybody loves it, that wasn't Bond.
No, but Skyfall's a great movie.
Yeah.
I've said that for a long time. Skyfall's a great movie.
Except
I don't
for
like
when it becomes Home Alone at the end.
Well, yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
Which was...
Give me, you know, ice hotel with a, you know, car.
Right.
And Halle Berry, you know.
In a swimsuit?
In a swimsuit and everything like that. That's, and Madonna just showing up as a fashion instructor. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was weird.
Yes.
I actually double take that when she first came. I was like, wait a minute, is that? Yeah, it is. Okay. But that's this. So I guess what we want to do now is just say, if you've listened in the past,
we hope you like
action movies because that's the direction we're going. But on top of that, I know you haven't heard from us for a while, and that's our fault. Life has gotten in the way with soccer and schooling and everything else. So that's all kind of slowed down a little bit. And we hope to get back to this more frequently now. But on top of that, if you haven't talked to us in a while, reach out to us.
Yeah.
Talk to us. I know a lot of you have my phone numbers or my text messages, Facebook, you got Ryan's.
Oh, I thought you were about to put it out there. I'm like, don't do that.
No, I'm going to put your social security number on the YouTube video. It's just going to scroll at the bottom. So reach out to us and talk to us. I know we haven't heard from you guys in quite a while. We're going to try to do this more often. We're going to, if you have action movies that you're like, I want you guys to do this. We have a huge list of action movies.
Yes, we're not lacking in action.
But if you do have something, we could always move. We haven't actually set a schedule yet.
No. We just have a list of them.
We're just going to be like that one. So if you have something you want to hear next week, the week after, say, hey, why don't you guys do this? We'll do it.
Yep.
Because we're action movie fans. We love that stuff. But for this episode, I'd say that pretty much covers it.
Yep.
We went over all told about 7 or 8 action movies that are really good, or action movie franchises.
I mean, I did Fast and the Furious, so there was 8 right there.
There's 8 right there, right.
So, and then another 3 for John Wick, so I'm over 10.
Yeah. I got 3 for Bourne, 3 for John Wick.
Yeah.
The Raid had 3.
No, 2. But you're
just
including that other one.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for today. Again, if you want to talk to us, please do. We haven't heard from you guys in a while. Reach out to me, talk to Ryan. But until next time, which hopefully is next week, I'm Steve.
I'm Ryan.
And we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
And the people on YouTube get to watch me do this.